Many owners of substantially damaged houses in the areas affected by Hurricane Andrew took advantage of the opportunity afforded by their elevation projects to make additional improvements. For example, the owner of the next house used a combination of techniques 1 and 2. In addition to extending the walls of the house and raising the lowest floor above the flood level, he built a new second-story addition over the garage. The addition was not a necessary part of the elevation process, but it does provide additional living space well above the flood level. After the house was gutted, the walls were extended with concrete block. In this view from behind the house, the rear wall of the new second story can be seen on the left, and the extended first story wall on the right. Note the new raised window opening in the extended wall just above the original opening. Here we see the new second story walls from inside the garage. And here, the extended first story walls. In the 3 previous Technique 1 houses, a new concrete slab floor was poured on top of compacted fill and placed over the old slab. A different technique was used for this house. The owner decided to raise the lowest floor by building a new wood frame floor above the old slab, creating a crawl space below the new floor. The second story addition is framed with treated lumber, and metal hurricane straps are used to tie the structure members together and create a continuous load path from the roof to the foundation. All plumbing and electrical renovation work was performed according to the state and local code requirements. The completed house is compliant with local floodplain management requirements, is more resistant to flood damage, and provides additional living area above the flood level. Our 8th and final house was elevated with a variation of Technique 3. Unlike Techniques 1 and 2, which build up from the existing foundation and walls, Technique 3 lifts the entire house with hydraulic jacks and builds a new foundation below it. Like the houses shown previously, this one-story house with its concrete block walls, concrete slab foundation, and attached garage is typical of the houses in the area affected by Hurricane Andrew. In this variation of Technique 3, steel beams are inserted through the walls of the house rather than under the slab. The beams span the length and width of the house and cross one another inside to create a framework. Outside the house, the beams rest on larger beams that will be raised with hydraulic jacks. Electrical lines and other utilities were disconnected early in the project. This must be done before any lifting technique can be used. Inside the house, workers drill holes in the concrete slab, install anchors, and use hangers to attach the anchors to the framework of steel beams. The anchors and hangers connect the slab securely to the beams, enabling the beams to raise the slab along with the rest of the house. Lifting the house, while simple in theory, is complicated by the need to ensure an equal amount of lift at each jack throughout the process. Too much or too little lift at even one jack can cause the slab and walls to crack. The elevation contractor for this project used a sophisticated jacking system that provided the required level of control. The house and slab were raised 1 full story. While the jacks and beams supported the house, new steel foundation members were installed below. Concrete blocks were brought to the site for construction of the lower level walls. Here's a quick look at the elevation process. The completed house, with lower level space for parking and storage, and upper level living space, looks as if it were originally designed and built as a 2-story structure.